Question 15. There are 63,800 fans at a football match between Coventry and Liverpool. 46% of the fans support Coventry. How many fans at the match support Liverpool? So there's two ways of doing this question. The first way is we can first work out the number of people supporting Coventry. So I'm just going to put C there for Coventry. So we can do 63,800 times 0.46, because that will tell me what 46% of 63,800 is. So as you can see on my calculator, I've done 63,800 times 0.46, and that was 29,348, which I've written there. So that's the number of fans that support Coventry. So now that we know that 29,348 fans support Coventry, we can work out how many supported Liverpool by doing 63,800 take away 29,348 on your calculator. And as you can see on the calculator screen, when I did 63,800 take away 29,348, I got the answer 34,452. So that's one way of working out the number of fans that supported Liverpool. First we worked out how many supported Coventry, which was this, and then we subtracted it from the total to find out that the number of fans that support Liverpool was 34,452. The other way to do the question was to say that since 46% of the fans support Coventry, we can work out what percent support Liverpool. That will be done by doing 100 minus 46, which is 54. So that shows us that 54% of the supporters supported Liverpool. So we just do 63,800 times 0.54, and that will give us the answer. So the answer is 34,452. So this is the other way to work out the answer. So the number of people or fans that supported Liverpool were 34,452. A small bottle contains 600 milliliters of milk. A large bottle contains an extra 55% milk. How many milliliters of milk are there in the large bottle? So we have to work out the decimal multiplier to get 55% increase. So you start off with your 100%, and then we're going to add another 55%. So that means we will have 155%, and to turn that into a decimal we do 155 divided by 100, and that will give us the decimal multiplier is 1.55. So now our original amount of milk was 600 milliliters. If we multiply that by our decimal multiplier, which is 1.55, if you do that on your calculator, you'll get the answer is 930 milliliters. Now here it's important to stress something. In an exam question, they could ask you how much is in the larger bottle, and the answer would be 930 milliliters. Alternatively, they might ask you how much or by how many milliliters did the amount of milk increase by. So to get that answer, you have to do 930 minus 600, which is this is the original, and this is how much there is in the bigger bottle. So when you subtract the two, you'll have 330 milliliters. So that's how much it has increased by, and that's how much is in total. So depending on what the question is asking, this might be the right answer, or it might be this. Question 17. A house was bought for 349,500. Since then, the value of the house has increased by 13%. Calculate the value of the house after the increase. So the original 349,500 is 100%. Now if it's increased by 13%, you're adding another 13%. So in total now you have 113%. So if you divide that by 100, you get 1.13, and this is your decimal multiplier. So originally the house was worth 349,500, and then we increased it by 13%, so to times it by 1.13, and so the price after the 13% increase is £394,935. Now, as I said before, you've got to be careful. What is the question asking for you? In this question, they've asked you to calculate the total value of the house, so that's the right answer here. But they could have easily asked you how much did the house go up by. Don't just say 13%. You'd have to do the original price, which is this 349,500. So we write 349,500, and then we'd have to do a subtraction here. So what's the new value? The new value is 394,935, and when you subtract the 2 away, you get your answer. So I'll write the answer here. So when you take this 2 away, it's 45,435. So if they asked you how much has it gone up by, this would be the answer. If they asked you what's the new value, this would be the answer. Question 18. In 2010, the population of Turkey was 72,560,000. By 2020, the population had increased by 16.5%. Work out the population in 2020. So first of all, what's 16.5% as a decimal multiplier? By now you should have worked out that it's just 1.65. 1.165, because originally you had 100%, and then you add another 16.5%. So together you now have 116.5%. So if you do 116.5 divided by 100, you get 1.165. So this is our decimal multiplier. So the population originally was 72,560,000. Then you multiply that by 1.165. So the population after the increase in 2020 is 84,532,400. So that's the new population in 2020. And remember, the question could have said how much has the population gone up by. If they did that, then we just simply do this answer, take away how much there was originally, and when you take the 2 away on your calculator, you should get the answer of 11,972,400. So this is how much the population has gone up by from 2010 to 2020, and this is what the new population is. So depending on what the exam question is asking you, you have to choose your answer carefully. Question 19. Adam travelled from Luton to Birmingham. So he went from Luton to Birmingham. His average speed was 67 miles per hour. There's traffic on the return journey. So on the way back, there's a bit of traffic. His average speed is reduced by, so it's gone down by 17%. Work out the average speed on the return journey. So it's a 17% reduction question. So if you have your 100% and then you reduce by 17%, it means you'll only have 83% left. 83%. Now what's 83% as a decimal multiplier? 83 over 100 is 0.83. So now we can say the speed originally was 67 on the way from Luton to Birmingham, And on the way back, because it reduced by 17%, the decimal multiplier is 0.83. If you do that in your calculator, you'll get 55.61 miles per hour. Again, be careful in the exam, what's the question? So in this case, it's fine. They asked you what was the new speed. But if they said how much has it gone down by, then you do 67 miles per hour, which was the original speed, minus 55.61, which is a new speed. And when you do it in your calculator, you'll get 11.39 miles per hour. So this is how much it's gone down by. How much has gone down by. So this is the new speed, and this is how much it's gone down by. So depending on what the question is asking, you'll have to choose your answer. So question 20, Mariam is buying a sofa. She finds the identical sofa for sale in 2 different stores. When buying the sofa, the rate of VAT is 20%. So this VAT is a tax you pay to the government. So whenever you buy something, in most cases, you will pay a tax. So for example, if my jacket was, I don't know, £100, I'd have to pay VAT of 20%. So a plus 20%. So at the shop, I would actually pay £120. The £100 is the value for the coat, and the £20 would be the amount of tax. So in most cases in the shop, they would just say £120. Like in this case, the price, in this example, the price includes VAT. Now sometimes they might say the price does not include VAT, like here. So when they give you the price is £260, you have to add the VAT on. So you have to increase it by 20%, which is the VAT amount. So this shop, there's no calculation to do. They've already told us that they've included the VAT, so I just have to pay £400 at the shop. This one, I won't be paying £360. I have to do £360 and then work out what 20% is, add that on, and then pay the amount. So if something increases by 20%, the decimal multiplier will be 1.20. I don't need to write the 0, it could just be 1.2. So the value of the sofa without VAT was £360. So the value of the sofa without VAT is £360. Times that by 1.2 on the calculator, and this will give me my answer. The answer is £432. Now initially it looked like this was cheaper at £360, but now I can see that when I go to the till, I'll have to actually, for Sofa Hub, the blue one, I'll have to pay £432, whereas in Sofa World, the red one is only £400. So in fact, Sofa World is cheaper by £32.